Hey, it's Heath Mullican with the Techology Show. We are here at General Conference 2012 in Lexington, Kentucky. A historic day, lots of elections, and we're joined by Russ Gunsalus from Indiana Wesleyan and Wesley Seminary, who today was elected as the very first Executive Director of Education and Clergy Development. And Russ, I just want to ask you, what is it like to be a part of such a historic day and to be elected to this position?
Oh, it's a combination of very exciting and quite humbling. So to be part of the first move to have one general superintendent, to have the opportunity to work with Joanne Lyon as that general superintendent, the other persons in the other divisions, all of whom I've known over the years, one a little less, but I've heard nothing but amazing things. So there's this chance to be with a great team, to hopefully do great things for the kingdom. So it's very exciting, but at the same time, humbling in that kind of scary way.
How do you think your experience at Indiana Wesleyan is going to prepare you for this new job in really overseeing how we're educating kids and making sure that even once someone's ordained that they continue to educate themselves?
Yeah. Well, I've been really fortunate in one sense because the last 14 years I've been working with people preparing for ministry and teaching them in that manner. And I was able to be part of the one of the co-creators of Wesley Seminary. Right. And so we were looking afresh at what is the best way now to help equip somebody to be an effective minister for the long haul. So I'm coming fresh from 14 years of that in the last 5 or so with the seminary of doing that. And one thing that happened most recently that was really good for that is I had a chance to teach the first class, the first MDiv students in the entry class. And 2 weeks ago I taught the capstone class for them. They made it through. And so that was kind of enjoyable, but also to see the process and to hear about and watch the transformation, stem to stern. And then they're all practicing ministers. Yeah. So I have the young ones, see how they're formed. I have the older students that are adults in ministry. Right. And so those two things together have really opened my eyes to and helped me participate in a process to help drive education for ministers. And then being in higher ed, seeing how that goes to a school like IWU that's been growing so fast, so entrepreneurial, so innovative. Thinking about how education can be done in denomination. So those two things from what I've been doing most recently are particularly useful as far as I'm concerned to what I'm going to start doing. So
now, it is a new department, and I guess my question is, what is your dream? I mean, obviously the name says it all, education and clergy development. I mean, what does a healthy Wesleyan pastor look like under the leadership of Russ Gunsalus at headquarters?
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing about is an effective pastor, a healthy pastor, are kind of two components. Everybody could be a healthy pastor, and that revolves around being spirit-filled, learning how to care for yourself for the long haul, body, mind, and spirit. So that kind of health and the camaraderie you need from other ministers to shape that, so you're not alone out there. Because you know how that can be. So I hope that we are able to, as pastors, get together to share the load of just being, it's like me the minister, take care of the person who is the minister. And then on the other side of the effective part is developing the kinds of skills and knowledge necessary to function in a world today that's fast changing in different places. So a big component of that's your context, though. I mean, if you're working with Kevin Myers at 12 Stone, that's one place. If you're in Olathe, Kansas, that's another place. Right. If you're in, San Diego, so helping people have a combination of who am I, where am I at, what does God want me to do in this role, because God's put you there. Yeah. And that working together, that kind of cocktail of activity into a catalytic thing where someone is actually going to be healthy and grow a church and grow people. So
one of the great things as you were giving your acceptance speech today is on Twitter and Facebook there was this quote that just kept getting retweeted, and it was God loves you, minister, more than your ministry. And just want you to know that's a great place to start, and we appreciate you interviewing with us today. He's Russ Gunsalus. Be in prayer for him. Be in prayer for all the executive directors and Joanne Lyon as they begin this great journey. And we thank you for watching the Techology Show.
Indiana Wesleyan University.
The Wesleyan Church is the church that is associated with Indiana Wesleyan University. We brought a team together to think about how we might start a seminary that was something different from what was already out there. So you have this team teaching approach where you're not just looking at practice in one course and Bible in another course, but you're looking at them both in the same course and connected to each other.
I think it is important for the pastors to come here and understand a particular method of understanding culture and context so they can relate their principles to the particular community that they are serving.
We incorporate your being in ministry into the actual instruction. This is almost completely unique to Wesley Seminary. We thought that we could bring some of the skills that we've learned from training adults to the creation of a seminary, and by God's grace, we've done that.
Wesley Seminary at Indiana Wesleyan University. Change your life, change the world.